All right, guys, it's Tuesday. Let's kick it off. Positive focus. What do we got today? I need 3 volunteers. Anybody online? Anybody here? What do you got? What are you feeling good about? Let's think about this past week, right? Let's take a couple seconds just to think in our mind. What are we feeling grateful for? Business, personal. Is there a shout out that you want to give somebody? Anybody on the team who's helped you out this past week that you want to give a shout out to? All of it. Let's go. Liz, talk to me.
Hi guys, how's everyone doing? So I just wanted to say that I'm excited to, join this team, and I'm learning a lot. I'm calling, text messaging. I do have a couple questions. So unfortunately, I sent a message and I didn't introduce myself properly. So there was a person that was very upset. And she did give me a good feedback. She said, Blanca was an amazing agent, and to say hi to her. So I feel like that kept me going. I was like, you know what? I was really positive. I kept making my calls. I feel like that little incident made me learn so much. So I feel that it's not a discouragement. It's actually a lesson that taught me make sure when I send my messages to reread everything. So sometimes, my younger self would probably feel really sad and not motivated. But now that I'm older, I'm like, no, it's fine. That's life. Nothing's perfect. Keep going, keep pushing. This weekend I have homes to show. The client I'm working with, he's excited. He might buy 2 condos. I'm not sure, but I'm just, it's a learning process. So I just wanted to share that with all you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, amen to that. I think what you're describing is maybe trying not to take things personal as well, right? We got to remember that we make a lot of calls, a lot of texts. Sometimes people don't want to call or text that day. Or maybe you caught them at a bad time, right? And they might respond, not favorably, but we can't take it personal, right? We got to remember it's business. We're dealing with people. They don't know you personally. Just because they say something rude doesn't change, the value that you bring to the table. So I'm glad that you're finding that perspective, but keep going. The other thing too is that if you're getting bad feedback, what does that mean? What does that mean? If you're getting any feedback, what does that mean?
You're growing.
That means you're making contacts, right? So let's look at the bright side, right? If you're getting feedback from people, if you're getting bad, good, whatever it might be, that means you're playing the game, right? That means you're out there shooting your shot. That means you're out there asking for business. You're out there trying to, book appointments with people. So feedback, whether it's good or bad, that means you're playing the game, right? And so let's spin it around and look at it that way, Liz. You've been playing the game, and now you got some traction that you're making. So just got to keep moving it forward. What else we got, guys? Positive focus, shout outs. What else we got? How about someone here in person? What do you got? What are you feeling good about? Shit talk.
Calls. I'm new to this. Just started making calls. First day it was really horrible. Then I just listened to myself with the call log, and then I understood this is what I'm doing wrong. The second, third day, I guess I was kind of okay. But still there is a room for, I can be better.
Awesome. Making calls. Amen for your calls being recorded, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that is the power of the follow-up, boss. When you're making your calls through there, your calls are recorded, so then you can go back and listen to your calls and get some insight, right? So great job on using that tool and making the calls from follow-up, boss, right? We're trying to get everyone to use the system because that's how we can do coaching.
Yeah, and the good thing is I noticed that you're leaving a lot of voicemails at the beginning, right? So you're getting the script, you're getting your intro out, right? And that's the practice that you need. So when you do get that live person, it just flows out naturally.
Yep, absolutely. Those of you guys at home, if you could turn your camera on, please turn your camera on so I know that you're alive, you're well, no one's trying to kidnap you. Right? I also know you're here because right now I got half of the screen is camera off. So it's like I'm talking to a wall right now.
We got Jose with us.
Yeah. Hey, Jose got his baby right there. It's all good. There we go. Patrick, what's up? Show your face. All right, let's get one more, guys. See? All right, there we go. What else we got, guys? Let's get one more. Positive focus. What do we got? Positive focus, shout out. What are you feeling good about? What's going on in your world?
Can I go? Is that cool?
Yeah, talk to me, Patrick.
Well, Blanca and I are going live on our listing today. And then we also have our wine and chips or crackers or whatever we're doing, Blanca, on this Friday. So if you guys want to come, feel free to come. It's going to be from 5, did we discuss 5 to 7? But then we also have open house Saturday, Sunday. If you guys have any buyers, bring them along. But if you also want to do open house with us, you're more than welcome. And we're also doing door knocking this coming Thursday. If you guys want to be a part of that, to build momentum, build traction, gain more experience, up to you guys. You're more than welcome.
Let's go. Let's go. New listing. Let's give it up for Patrick and Blanca.
Center in between Capitol and Tully.
Yeah, nice listing. Came out nice.
Single family?
Single family, 3-2, ready to move in. We did a little sprucing up. Jim did some flooring paint. Looks really nice. Yeah.
It came out really good compared to how it looked before. It's like night and day, huh?
It looks so different.
Yeah.
Patrick and I really were hands-on with this. I think Jim said we were the agents that requested meetings with him more than usual. I think we had 5 meetings. But we just thought we really needed to be in tune because the client was waiting for feedback. And this is the one we went through Home Light.
Okay.
So we were giving him updates and he also just mentioned it to us. He thought, I really appreciate all the up-to-date communication you guys are giving me. And I just messaged him today. We're having inspections. He's like, do we need to be there? We're like, no. He goes, I just love it.
Yeah.
So he's really happy. He just kind of just turned it over to us. But this is what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out really nice, guys. This is the website for it. These are some of the images right here.
And FYI, guys, we were talking a lot about the market. I've had 3 agents call me early on that want to know when it's coming on and if they get their foot in the door. Obviously, we said no because we wanted it to be complete, but they're on standby. So I think
Yeah.
it's
So
busy.
heated up, yeah.
It's busy,
What's- I'm sorry.
especially
Yeah.
in this entry level price point. We're just under $1 million.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Hopefully this one moves fast. I mean, you guys did all new floors, new paint, new, they painted refinished the kitchen cabinets, new appliances, spruced up the bathrooms too.
Fake photos.
The photos came out really good. This is our guy, Jose.
young kid, I met him out there. I almost felt like he wasn't a photographer. I called Andrea 3 times. I'm like, what's his name? Where's he?
Yeah.
But yeah, he did an amazing job.
Yeah, they came out pretty good. Backyard's pretty nice too. I didn't even know it had a backyard like this.
Definitely look through our database.
All kinds of plants. This is my vibe right here. I like this.
And that storage is a really good size too.
Oh yeah, there you go. Storage. I helped pick out the paint colors, just FYI. No, what was really
I like the
cool
paint.
is, yeah, paint came out pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I found it online, right? And then I took a picture. They sent me a picture of the front of the house already. And then I found paint colors online. And then I threw it in Chat GPT and I said, give me a mock-up of what this house would look like with these colors, right? And then even the picture they sent me had like a truck or something. I said, remove the truck from the driveway. And it gave me like a really cool picture, a visual. It's pretty cool what you can do, guys, with chat. Good stuff. It's a nice little photo right there. All right. And this lead came from where, guys? Zillow Flex seller leads, guys. So do not sleep, right? Zillow Flex seller leads.
Came in as a buyer lead.
Mm,
And in the process, Patrick figured out that they needed to sell their home or were curious about refinancing, doing the rehab. So then that's when we did the whole presentation and went through Home Light.
there you go, right? So start off as a buyer, then they have a property to sell. Now you guys did 2 transactions, right? And Steve handled the financing as well. Yeah.
So he's Home Light experience.
There we go, guys.
Yeah, please.
But this is, I was thinking about this, this morning. I want to do a video interview with you and Patrick, like a podcast style, where we can talk about the process, right? How we went through, help this person, buy before they sell, how we used Home Light, some of the pros, some of the cons, some of what we learned, and then we could use that for marketing and push it out there, right? Because there's a lot of people that we run into, guys, that have properties that they need to sell in order to buy, right? So when you're able to show them like, hey, this is actual proof of what we just did, you know, from start to finish, the renovations and everything, right? There was a lot of steps involved. Now we just got to sell it, get a good price, and that'll put the cherry on top, right? The bow on top. Good job though, guys. Excited. So guys, come out and support, guys. Wine and crackers or what? Wine and cheese, wine and chips. Do a wine and cheese. This wine and cheese is when? Friday? Friday, 5 to 7, guys. Stop by and support. Come shoot some content. Come check out the property. Bring a buyer. Door knock, right? Use that opportunity. Door knocking is going to be on Thursday. If anybody wants to get in on the door knocking, we can get some flyers ordered for you guys. And then Saturday and Sunday open houses. If anybody wants to come by the open house, assist or shadow, if you're newer and you want to come check it out, stop by, guys. Definitely get in touch with Blanca and Patrick.
Share this with your buyers on, you know, on follow-up us.
Yeah.
Look at your database, look at that price point, and then you're around 1 million, single family in San Jose. This is what you want to send.
Yep. Matthew, you had a question?
How many flyers do you guys typically do for a property like this?
Anywhere from 30 to 50.
Yeah, each person, right? So 30 to 50. If you're knocking, right, 30 to 50 is going to take you a little while. If you're just dropping, you could do more. But we're usually knocking, right, and talking to the neighbors and then telling them about the open house.
Yeah, you're not taping flyers.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can't put anything in anyone's mailbox. That's against the law. Don't touch their mailbox at all. You could put it on their front door.
Two things though. There's door knocking, there's dropping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question, right? So there's door knocking and there's dropping, right? Door knocking is you're knocking on each door and you're hoping that they answer so that you can engage with them, right?
Out there investing the time, knock the door.
Yeah.
Don't just show up because it's more important to knock the door and make communication, you know, show yourself, create an expression.
Yeah, it's quality versus quantity, right? So that's one approach, right? Is more quality where you're talking to people, you're able to build more rapport, you start the relationship. Or if you're going to just drop and not knock, then you got to drop a lot of flyers. You need to be dropping like hundreds.
Yeah.
Right.
FYI, this community, there's a lot of people that are home.
Yeah.
In this neighborhood. Yeah. For the most part, every time we're there, we see a lot of activity, a lot of families that are home, so you will be connecting with clients.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, guys, let's move on to some of the other stuff. Let me share my screen here. The agenda. Okay, so let's take a look at our numbers, guys. Where we're at, guys, year to date, 76 deals closed and pending for about 79 million. That's 71 closed, 6 that are pending right now, 7 active listings, and 6 listings that are coming soon. So we got a steady pipeline here. For the month, guys, 7 deals so far for the month, 4 pending deals, and 3 signed listings. Our goal is to try to hit 15 for the month, right? So we're like halfway through the month. We're like halfway to the goal. If we just keep, moving forward, guys, we should be able to hit this number. Who has buyers or sellers right now that are hot? That's the main thing that we need to get a pulse on, right? I know there's some of you guys are writing offers. Some of you guys have counters, right? At the end, I'll get a pulse from everybody. I'll have you guys put it in Slack, just kind of get a pulse on what you got. But right now, guys, I mean, there's opportunity right now, right? Which we kind of look at the inventory, right? Going into the next section here. Patrick said he's writing an offer later today. If we look at the last few weeks, right, the inventory, it's come down a bit from single families where it was at before. But there's still plenty of inventory, guys, at 1137. Townhouses and condos are at 806 this week, right? The peak was 900, so it's not too far off. I would say there's still a good amount of inventory there. Total pending this week is 641 single families, 315. Those numbers have kind of hovered around the same. And then sold in the last 30 days, that number, it went down a bit and then it went up this week. So our peak was like 720, maybe 6 weeks ago. Went down a bit. Now we're at 698. So it's almost like some activity is starting to pick up within the last week or so, right? Yeah.
Do you think this is predominantly because of market cyclicality? Because I mean, past summer's over, and normally inventory does peak during summer, right? So
Yeah.
do you think this is likely because the peak season's over and we're just seeing normal market behavior instead of anything
I don't know if there's anything normal right now, right? We have a lot of just weird stuff happening, right? There's a lot of stuff happening that are external factors or in the economy. So I don't know if it's necessarily normal. But if we look at seasonality, right, the summer months are the peak of when the most transactions happen. And then there's always a dip right after the summer because kids go back to school. Everybody's back at school now,
Yeah.
right? So now people are like, okay, the ones who still want to buy this year or sell, they're getting back to it. So maybe in that sense, the seasonality is kind of normal. The other thing also is that, remember, when they start talking about rate cuts, in the news, people are very like emotion driven, right? They're news like sensitive, right? So the minute like people say the rates are going down, all of a sudden people start like responding, right? And so the key is to take advantage of those like little ebbs and flows, right? When there's good news in the economy, you got to start following up with your people, right? Which is why, like last week, I told you guys to run that play, the rate play. What's that? Oh, okay. Flyers. Okay. Who ran the play? That's my question this last week. Who reached out to people? Let me stop sharing. Did anybody reach out? Any feedback you can give me, Shipal? Okay.
While writing details, that is my subject line, and I'm writing about the rates which are dropping. This might just be the right time to look for the properties or buy or sell.
Okay. So you did shoot some shots there this past week, right?
Even in my voicemail, I'm reaching.
Okay. Perfect. Anybody else actually run that plan, guys? Send some of those emails out, call people, letting them know, hey, the rates are coming down. Did anybody take action on that has any feedback? Luis?
For the most part, it opened up the feedback and the conversation, but still, some people are still kind of like on the fence.
Okay.
But they get them talking.
Okay. So Luis ran it. He did get some people talking. He's created a little bit more engagement, right? Now there's something to talk about, right? Mark, what about you? What do you got?
I was just gonna say I did run the play. I sent out maybe 20 or so emails, and then I copied and pasted and did a couple texts as well with the same message. It's good because you get to see who actually opened it each time, and then I'm gonna follow up at the end of this week with a call. And then a few people actually did respond and say, "Oh yeah, what would my numbers look like with this and that?" So now I have like 2 appointments to follow up with clients to rerun, their buying scenarios.
Yep. There we go. That's exactly what it was supposed to do, right? Is you send the emails out, you see who responds, who opens it, and those people you call. And then now you're getting people that just responded to you, just wanting to know what their numbers are, right? Remember, this is a way to just drum stuff up from the dead, right? Everybody has a lot of leads in their CRM. A lot of you guys have hundreds of leads that are just sitting there idle. How do you reignite them, right? It's by staying relevant, by letting them know what's happening. Because just like we said before, like people are news sensitive, right? So when they have new news, right, that's positive, they're going to want to know how that applies to them, right? Doesn't mean it's a deal, but it means it's a conversation to see if it makes sense or not, right?
And I think the point, what I like is like, we have like Blanca and Patrick's property coming up, right? You can go at it with different angles. Some people are going to be more like numbers driven. So that's where we're illustrating the rate and how they can save right now. But other people may be looking for a deal. So now you're flexing on and showing, the properties that we have. So I think it's just understand that you're going to continue marketing and give different looks to different clients.
Yeah. You got to think of it like this way, guys. I forgot who told me this, but you have to be the mayor of real estate to your community, right? To your followers, to your leads, to your database, right? You have to be the one always with the news, right? With what's going on. And there's lots of opportunities to have news, a new listing. Hey, reaching out to your database. Hey guys, we just listed this property. I'm sending it to all the people I know, to see if you guys might be interested or if you know somebody. And then that creates a conversation, right?
It's coming soon even right now.
Yeah, coming soon, right? So right now, this property, you can say, hey, we're listing it today. Just take a look at it before the rest of the public. Like use that to start planting seeds, right? There's so many opportunities, guys. But I think the big thing is you got to think like the mayor. Like the mayor's always giving the news, but think like a marketer. How do I take advantage of whatever's going on and market that to people, right? If you guys can crack the code on that, you'll never have an issue with leads, right? There's always going to be an abundance of leads if you know how to just market yourself and get people to raise their hand, right? Think of it like that. Any questions, guys, on this? All right. Let's move forward here. Some of the other stuff. One of the things I wanted to talk about today, guys, was we hinted at last week, we talked about performance standards, right? Coming up with, numbers that we want to make sure that everyone is shooting for as far as activity and stuff like that. So I wanted to show this chart here that we came up with. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And then so Jason and I kind of brainstormed on this and did a little bit of a mastermind of kind of what we expect from people for being on the team. We understand, some people are full-time, some people are part-time. That's perfectly fine. And so those, standards are going to be adjusted. But we want to make sure that everybody knows what's expected of them, right? To be a contributing member of our team, basically, right? And so we broke it down into two different categories, right? Full-time agents versus part-time agents. And let me see here. So for full-time agents, guys, what we did is we put a minimum, we put a goal, and we put if you want to be a rock star, right? And so for a full-time agent, weekly calls and follow-up boss. We're saying if you do this full-time, right, you have no other job, 100 calls a week and follow-up boss, that's doable. Is that doable, Adrian?
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? Two appointments set in in that week, right? So these are weekly metrics. 2 appointments set. Attend at least one of the team meetings, right? Whether it's Tuesday meeting, whether it's the Thursday training, and try to get one deal in contract every 2 months, right? So if you're getting one deal in contract every other month at a minimum, that's 6 deals a year. As a full-time agent, that should be the minimum standard, right? Now, not everybody wants to go for minimums, right? So we put a goal that we would recommend for everybody. And so that would be 150 calls a week in follow-up boss, 4 appointments set every single week, attend both meetings, right? The Tuesday meeting and the Thursday training, and get one deal in contract per month. That's our goal for every full-time agent, is you're getting at least one deal in contract a month. Because if you're getting one deal a month, that's 12 deals a year. With the price points we have out here, you're making a pretty decent income, right? Now, if you want to be a rock star, then we're pushing that up, right? Now, who wants to be a rock star, guys? Who wants to just go bare minimum? Who wants to go goal? Or who wants to be at the top, right? If you want to be at the top, raise your hand, right? Raise your hand at home. Okay, there you go. So I'm speaking to the right people. So if you want to be a rock star, guys, you should shoot for 200 calls a week, right? In follow-up boss, 6 appointments set per week. You're attending both meetings every single week, and you're getting 2 deals in contract per month. If you're getting 2 deals in contract per month, that's 24 transactions a year. You're in the top 1% of all agents in our area, right? You're the rock star, right? You're the one that's the top producer. You're at the meetings. You're getting the trophies, all those different things, all that recognition. So, but what we want to do is we want to paint a picture for what's feasible and what we expect from agents on our team. Now, are these numbers are all these numbers exact? No, not necessarily, right? But it goes from the top bottom. So if you're getting 1 deal per month in contract, but you're not making 150 calls, that's fine, right? I'm not worried about that, right? But if you're getting 0 deals in contract and then you're also not making any calls, that's where we have an issue there, right? So all the numbers are benchmarks that should, at the end of the day, equal deals under contract. Deals in the contract is what has the most weight. The other numbers on top are going to tell the story and the activities necessary to get those deals in contract, right? And so this is where you guys need to kind of grade yourselves, right? Hey, if I'm getting 4 appointments a week, okay, then I'm meeting the goal standard. That's great. Maybe that's only taking me 75 calls, 100 calls. Maybe my database is a little bit warmer, or I'm not doing so much cold, opportunity. So that's fine, right? As long as you're hitting the deal goal threshold, right? Any questions, guys, on this right here?
And the main thing too, guys, is that our system allows you to track your activities. Right? So you can hold yourself accountable by just using follow-up boss and looking at your activities, whether you're hitting these numbers.
Yeah, and if you're not at these goals, guys, or at if you're not hitting these numbers or at these goals, that's where we can coach you in training, right? That's where we can build a plan to hold you accountable. That's where we can do a one-on-one. That's where you can, show up to some of our accountability meetings and stuff like that. That's why we have the Tuesday meeting where we're looking at our numbers. We're looking at FUB, it's to help, lead you to that path. But what we don't want, guys, is we don't want people consistently not hitting the minimum, right? But they're still utilizing resources on the team, right? They're still taking up leads, they're taking up follow-up boss, or, you know, they're taking up office, you know, printer, all copier, internet, all those things add up. And so in order for that to make sense, the minimums need to be hit at the very least, right? So if we see someone that's consistently not hitting the bare minimums, then that's where we need to have a talk and see, okay, what do we got to do to make this happen, right? Like, we want to support you to grow. Maybe for the next 30 days, like, we're going to get really locked in, like, on a accountability plan, right? And we're always going to give people a chance to do the work. But then it's up to that person if they want to do the work or not, right? And then we got to decide, is that going to be a good, you know, partner on the team if they're not willing to do the work, right? And so it's not a right or wrong, guys, but we want to see the effort. Part-time agents, we do realize we have some part-time agents that have a full-time job. They do this on the side. That's fine as well. So those minimums are going to be a little bit less, right? But at the very minimum, even if you have if you're doing real estate part-time, you should be able to make 50 calls a week over 7 days, right? So I think we're going pretty easy, right? Deb's laughing. And try to set one appointment per week and at least show up to one of the team meetings. Or if you can't show up, at least watch the replay. That's why we record the videos, right? And the goal for a part-time agent is at least get one deal in contract per quarter, right? Or it's 4 deals a year as a part-time agent. Do you guys think that's doable? Now, obviously, you know, that's the minimum. The goal is to try to, you know, do 100 calls a week, 2 appointments a week, attend one of the sales meetings, and get a deal every other month. Or if you want to be a rock star and you're part-time as well, that's 1 deal per month. So far, like someone like Asif has a full-time job. And last week he signed 2 listings and got 1 buyer in contract while working full-time. And then he just traveled he's in Vienna right now for a work conference, still making deals happen, right? And he has a full-time tech job, guys, right? And a family and kids, right? And so what that tells me is that it's possible to be a rock star and do this part-time if you have really, really good time management, right? When I talk to him on the phone, he's not here, but I'm bringing him up as an example because he's just like, let's get to business. Like, our calls never last more than 5 minutes, right? He's like, Enrique, I got a question. What do I got to do? Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. I'm on it. Hang up. Goes and does it, right? Because for him, he doesn't have a lot of hours in the day because he's juggling his other job. So for him, he's just like, what do I got to do to make it happen, right?
And he's highly coachable too.
Yeah.
He takes it and he runs.
Yeah. So if I tell him do this, he's like, I'm on it. I got it. I'll do it. And then he reports back, hey, this is what I did. Right. So when I was coming up with these numbers, I was thinking like, man, I don't want to make the numbers too hard or whatever. But then I start looking at examples of people on our team who are already doing this. And I'm like, man, like, there needs to be a bare minimum, right? I don't think we're asking for a lot.
And it helps everyone rise up.
Yeah.
By us setting these standards, it brings all of us up to support each other. We know what the minimums are. And I think even with the systems that we have, like when we have Zillow Flex, these appointments can be met just by you guys taking on the Zillow Flex opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. So it's these definitely, when I look at the appointment numbers, the dials, those are all doable.
Yeah, that's a great example, right? If you're on Zillow Flex, a lot of you guys are getting 2, 3, 4, 5 appointments a week just from Zillow Flex, right? So you're already hitting the numbers, right? So now whether you want to be on Flex or not, that's up to you. But what we're saying is the opportunities are there, right? If you need leads, we got leads, right? So all those opportunities are there. Are there any questions about this, guys?
Any feedback?
Yeah, let's open this up for feedback because I don't want to just kind of like spit all these numbers at you and then everyone's like just shaking their head. And then I would like to hear from some of you guys, what do you guys think about us implementing these kind of standards and holding people accountable to it? Adrian.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a way that people can just stay on track. They have an actual goal.
Yeah.
And they can just stay on there. Because right now, I feel like people can sometimes be like a chicken with their head cut off.
Yeah.
Not knowing what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is definitely a really good roadmap.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Should talk. I'm sorry? How do you get on Zillow Flex? Get with Jason and then he'll let you know what you got to do to get on Zillow Flex. Who else had feedback? Matt?
Yeah, I know this is a great idea. I think for sure, this isn't a hobby. You have to make it a lifestyle. It's just like working out, you can't do it or go on a diet temporarily, expect results. You really have to incorporate it into your daily life, and then it becomes second nature.
Yeah, definitely. How about those you guys at home? Anybody, unmute yourself. What do you guys feel about these numbers? Are these numbers too high, too low? How do you feel about us implementing something like this? Brendan?
I think the numbers are just fine. Zillow Flex alone is sending me on plenty of appointments. So shout out to Zillow Flex.
There you go. All right, cool. Jose?
I think it's reasonable, feasible. But like I don't know if it was Luis. If you get your systems going and not scrambled like towards the end of the week, because I look at the charts and like Brandon said, like last week I did a lot of phone calls, but I wasn't getting appointments, and the people that I connected with, I did not get an appointment. So it's a variation of phone calls and holding yourself accountable. It's doable.
Yeah, 100%. Mark, how do you feel, Mark?
I feel fine with it. I feel like there should always be some level of accountability, especially if this is a career or something that you want to be successful in. Not only to be held accountable like by someone who wants to coach you and make sure you're doing better, but to also like hold yourself accountable for your own personal goals. You got to have these type of measures or something to, measure yourself by.
Yep. Great feedback. Great feedback. Anybody else got anything to add? How about Blanca, coming from veteran on our team? How do you feel about us implementing this stuff?
I think it's great because it gives you a goal, it gives you a vision rather than just kind of playing it day by day. When you go day by day without a plan, without a goal, it's wasted.
Yeah.
So just having something in perspective and with follow-up boss, like Jason said, that's a great way to just track your activity, your connects, your playbacks. It's just everything's there for you to succeed.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Blanca. You as one of the top producers on our team, how do you feel when there's agents on our team who just aren't doing the work? Well, you see potential but they're just not doing the work, right?
Wonder, like, what is it? Like, what is the goal? Why is it not working? And then I kind of reflect when I started, right? We didn't have all these resources and all this online leads and just everything that we have now. I just feel that there's not a reason for an agent to be successful on our team.
Yeah.
We have a lot of support and a lot of great systems in place where everybody should be succeeding.
Yeah.
So when there's an agent that is not succeeding, I'm thinking, what do we need to do? Why isn't that happening?
Yeah. How do we support them?
How do we support them? Do we need to revisit? Do we need to find out what their true goal is? And
Yeah.
kind of guide them?
Yeah. And when we do that, right, I think when we have these numbers and when we use these numbers as kind of a tool, right, to coach people, then we're going to uncover, like, do they really want to do this? Or maybe we uncover that they really don't want to do this, right? Or maybe they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, which is fine. But we're in a really competitive market, guys, right? Like, if you're in real estate today in 2025 in the Silicon Valley, you chose to play a hard game. And I think that's the part we got to remember, right? It's not going to be easy, right? But on the other side of that, there's so many awesome things that you can accomplish, right, in business and in life by choosing to play this hard game, right? But is it for everybody? No, it's not for everybody, right? But it's for the people who want more, right? And so I think that's what we got to get back to. And I'll take responsibility from leadership. Like, sometimes we've loosened that up a little bit, right? Where we're not holding people accountable. And these are things that Jason and I talk about when we have our meetings. I'm like, look, man, like, we're here to be business partners, and we become friends with people, right? But we're here for business first, right? That's the reason we all came together. Business first, and then friendships do spark out of that, right? Everybody here is here to make money, right? I just want to make sure I'm speaking to the right people, right? We're all here for profit, right? Okay. Everyone's here for profit. No one's here just to hang out, right? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I thought you guys just liked me. we're all here for profit, right? At the end of the day, right? We chose real estate because we know that there's big commissions in real estate. We know that there's a huge opportunity. We get to help people, all that stuff, but we're all here for profit. So we need to start making sure people are being profitable, right? And Jason and I are here for profit too, guys. This is not a, it's not a nonprofit, right? It's not a charity. We're here for you guys to become profitable and we become profitable and we all win together. That's what we're here for, right? And so if that means we got to push, if that means we got to hold people accountable, if that means we got to, you know, cut ties with certain people just because they're not here for profit, that's, unfortunately, that's just the business, guys, right? We're not doing anybody any favors by like making it seem easier than it is, right? You're not doing anybody a favor. And what I've learned from even from my coaches is that the biggest form of love that we can give somebody is what? It's accountability, right? Right? Like everybody had, like, think about this. Who do you have in your family, your friends, or your circle that you know when you go talk to them about something, they're going to tell you the truth. They're not going to sugarcoat shit. They're going to tell you the truth, even if they're telling you you're wrong, right? And if you don't have that person, guys, you need to find that person, right? Because those people are valuable in life, right? The people that you can come to and aren't just going to, you know, go along with whatever you say and just be on your side. The people that are going to say, hey, look, I got to call you out, right? Because when they do that, why are they doing that? It's out of love, right? It's out of love. They care for you. They want to see you win, right? They want to see you succeed. And so when we, you know, these numbers are just numbers, right? I created this thing, but it's bigger than that, right? It's about us giving you the highest form of love and respect, which is to help you win and to push you to win, right? And to be honest, when you're, you know, when you're doing great, we're going to cheer you on. And when you need to step it up, we're also going to tell you as well, right? And hopefully that's the culture that we continue to create here. And that's why we come together as a team, right? All the other stuff is the gravy on top, right? The camaraderie, the fun, the friendships, the laughs, but we're here to win.
Both ways, right? The accountability goes both ways. We're also being held accountable by our team, right? So if there's something you guys need from us.
Oh, yeah.
Also an opportunity to let us know.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure it's a two-way street, this accountability. It's not just you guys are accountable, we're all accountable. And it includes Enrique, myself, our admin team. We all want that accountability so we can all get to the next level.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because it is a two-way street, right? So if there's something that you need us to do, or you're like, hey, like, it would be cool if you guys did this, or I got a suggestion or whatever, like, open door all day, like, bring those, right? Does that mean we can implement it like right there on the spot? No, but Jason and I meet every week to pick this business apart and see where we got to make improvements, right? Like it's a never-ending science experiment. That's the way I look at it. So if you got suggestions, ideas, or if there's something you need or something you think would make the team better or improve the business, bring those ideas forward all day, right? If you want to be anonymous, you could do that too. I don't know, just leave a note on my desk, right? I don't know. Suggestion box, you could put one of those up here.
Dialogue, because you guys are in the trenches, right? You guys may see something that we don't see. So if you guys see it, we can make that adjustment immediately.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's important to understand that Enrique and myself, our doors are always open. We can always jump on a quick call, text message, one-on-one to help improve all of our businesses.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let me see what else we got, guys. A couple other things. So, sorry, let me wrap this part up. What we're going to do with this, guys, is these numbers are going to be talked about now consistently, right? When we're doing our one-on-ones, Jason does his Thursday tier 1 coaching, right? When I'm doing my group coaching on Thursdays, these are the numbers we're going to talk about, right? Where are you at? Are you at minimum? Are you at goal? Are you on rock star level, right? We're going to refer to this. We're going to integrate, these standards. When we bring new people on and they sign a sales position agreement, this is going to be in the sales position agreement. Like, this is what we expect. This is what we're going to hold you accountable to at a minimum level, right? And if someone's not meeting that expectation consistently over and over, we're going to help coach them. And if after coaching and helping them, they're still not willing to put the work in, then that's where we got to decide, is this person a good partner for our team, right? Because I could assume that everybody wants to be on a team of winners, right? And so iron sharpens iron, as they say, right? If people are working hard, that's only going to push the team up, right? And so that's the new initiative that we're going to push, especially for this last quarter of the year. It's go time, guys. All right. Question?
Whatever you were saying, I just wanted to add one of the last minutes you had mentioned, it's the will or the skill.
Yep. Yeah. The skill or the will, right, is what Shital was saying. The last meeting we had, right? It's a skill or a will issue, right? Will is like you're willing to do the work, right? You're putting in the work. Skill, maybe you need coaching, you need help, you need training. All of those things we can help you with. The skills part, we can't help you with making you show up and pick up the phone and all that. That has to come from you, right? All right, let's move forward, guys. A couple more things that I wanted to go over. While I'm going into my next part, we still have a couple more minutes. We got Ariocha on the call today. Ariocha, thanks for joining us. Let me give you a few minutes to maybe catch us up to date, man. You have anything new in your world, where you're seeing the help? Any recent success stories that you can share with us? Any advice you can give to our agents who are out there talking to buyers and sellers?
Yeah, definitely. And just to kind of, piggyback off what you guys were talking about is, the effort that we give is something we can control. You can't control the market. You can't control your clients' timing. A lot of things are out of your control, but that follow-up that you're talking about, Enrique, puts, those deposits in with that client. Just recently, 3 deals that we just had close within the last month were deals that we were talking to clients in February and March where the market shifted and they revisited us and those deals closed. So, leveraging myself, and I know some of you people are some of these agents are new and don't know what I do. I'm here to help and leverage, you guys leverage me to help you with your clients. So if you have any clients that have a capital gains issue, a tax problem when they're going to sell their real estate, connect them with me. I'm going to help you, whether it's a 1031 exchange or if it's their primary residence to help minimize some tax issues. Some of you have used me. And again, these are deposits where maybe earlier part of the year, those deals didn't close. They are closing now. We had 3 that fell out of contract earlier in the year. We closed them. I kept in contact with that client, and eventually they went back to the same realtor, and we sold those deals. So, those deals are happening now, Enrique, and the clients are very, very grateful for the knowledge and the information we gave them, and it's why they kept with those agents. So.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, and just to reiterate that, guys, Ariocha's awesome when you pair up with him with your clients. He's going to help edify you. He's going to help pump you up. He's going to help get the client to think about moving forward. And he comes from the perspective of financial advice, tax advice, stuff like that. Creative ways to avoid capital gains or defer capital gains, or use like 1031 exchanges and stuff like that, which are all the things that clients want to know when they're going to sell. Right. And so I just want to remind everybody that needs to be incorporated into your dialogue, into your listing presentation. When you talk to a seller, hey, has anybody talked to you about capital gains or any tax implications? I actually need to add that into maybe a slide or into our listing presentation, just as a reminder to even bring it up and talk about that. I'll add that into one of our slides. But then you get Ariocha on the call with you, whether it's on Zoom, a phone call, whatever. And now he's going to help answer those questions. He's going to help give them advice. And that's just more, like you said, deposits, right? You're giving value deposits to that client, right? You've used him, right? Yeah. John has some stuff in the works with him too, right? So just use them, guys.
Yeah, the main thing, guys, is remember,
Yeah, someone asked something about Bitcoin. I don't know if that's directed towards me, but we have ways that people can sell that Bitcoin and not pay the capital gains. That money can sit in a deferred sales trust and then purchase real estate. So there are ways to move Bitcoin and buy real estate inside these deferred sales trusts. If you want, make sure that you get with me, schedule an appointment. And I can go over how that works exactly with selling of it's any asset, whether it's stock, Bitcoin. There's capital gains issues when people sell, but there's ways to then reinvest in different investments and not pay the capital gains tax.
Yeah, definitely get with them. There's also I remember when Bitcoin first came out, there was lenders that would advertise that they can use Bitcoin, or borrow against it, or use that as a down payment, stuff like that. So,
that can happen. The only problem with that is the Bitcoin's still in the market. So if your Bitcoin drops, in value, this is where you can actually exit out of, sell the Bitcoin at the value it is now, but not pay the capital gains tax, have that money sitting in a business trust. You can purchase, real estate inside that business trust as long as it's for investment purposes and not pay the capital gains tax. So there are solutions for that. And we can, I'd love to sit down on an appointment with your client, educate them, and hopefully, generate a potential buyer, on a $20 million investment for you.
There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Any questions, guys? Well, we got Ariocha on the line. I'll put his contact info again in Slack, guys. So feel free to reach out to him. He's responsive. He's available. He'll jump on these calls with you. He'll jump on Zooms with you, and he'll make it happen. Thanks, Ariocha. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Let's see a couple more things, guys, before we wrap up. I have a buyer. Wanted to show you guys that really quick. Matt asked earlier if we had any flyers that we can use for when we're out there canvassing a neighborhood for a potential buyer. So I want to remind everybody that we have this I have a buyer flyer that's here in Canva. It's one of the brand templates. So when you log into Canva, you hit brand and then brand templates and just type in I have a buyer and it'll pop up and you can make a copy and customize it. But basically you just put your name or your photo there. You can put your contact info, and then on the back, it's just a simple little message. I have a buyer. Hey, my name's Enrique. I'm a real estate agent with PRG. I just showed my buyers the home for sale in your neighborhood. Due to the competition, there's a strong chance they won't get the home. Any chance you would consider selling your home to my buyer if it's a match? Or do you know any neighbors who are thinking of selling? All right. Any help's appreciated. Trying to explore all options. Call me or text me. Here's my number. Right. So these are flyers, guys, that you can just print and have them on deck in your car because they're not specific to any property. Right. So how would I use these if I were you? Well, number one, if you have a buyer who's looking for a property and there's really no inventory, this is what I told you last time, right? You have these already printed out, right? Spend some money, print out. I mean, it's not that much. Print out 100 of them or something, right? Just have them in your car. So if you're ever in the neighborhood where you're shopping for a buyer, hey, that looks like a house that they would want, a 2-story house, just go knock on the door or go leave the flyer on the front door, right? Or you can target, a whole list of properties and just go leave them there. But I would use it for that, guys. I would also even have these on my Zillow Flex showings. So like Deb, you're writing an offer on a Sunnyvale property, right? You said they got 5 offers? Or expecting to get 5 offers in the first week, right? So you may or may not get that property. So if you already know that house, just go door knock the 5 to the right, the 5 to the left, and the 5 across the street with this flyer, right? If you're like, hey, we're making an offer on this house, we might not get it. Would you guys consider selling? You might get a phone call back, right? And so when you're out there showing your Zillow Flex clients, you could show up 10 minutes early, or you can stay 10 minutes after the showing, and you already have them, and just go drop 10 of them, 5 of them, right? That would be a very, very good use of your time where you're working smarter, right? And trying to create every opportunity from that buyer, right? You have some?
What type of material do you recommend using, and where do you recommend printing? FedEx?
Yeah, if you just want to print a few of them out, guys. So our printer, we're getting our printer set up in Andrea's office to print flyers. If you just want to print a few of them, we can print them here. This is what they look like. They're pretty decent. They're probably not as great as like getting them from the flyer place, but they're definitely passable, right? I mean, most people, they might just toss it anyways, right? So these could do the job. And so if you want to, oh, this is the same one? Oh, so this is the same one, but on a glossier paper. Actually, this one looks nicer because it's on a glossier paper. This is not bad.
Is that from our printer?
Yeah.
They screwed up. I wanted to.
Oh.
Sheet, they put them full,
Yeah.
but then they turned out nice.
So this is from our printer,
Back here.
right? We just got a thicker paper. Right?
Oh, no, it's not from our
No?
printer. Whoever we buy.
Oh, Minuteman.
Yeah, Minuteman.
Okay. There you go. Okay. So these are from our printer. This is what Andrea brought to me. And then this is from Minuteman. This is a little bit thicker paper, right? Sorry, you guys at home, I don't know if you can see me. This is a little bit thicker paper, has a little gloss. We can get paper like this and run them through our printer. The only thing is, if you're trying to do like hundreds of them, we gotta send them out, right? Because then you're gonna kill our toner really fast. If you need like 10 or 15 or whatever, we can do them here.
So let's say I don't have like a super hot buyer right now. Would it be ethical to say, well, I do have a buyer like in my database?
Do you have a buyer?
Do we have a buyer? The whole team? Maybe, right? Yeah, leverage the team. I mean, yeah, I mean, when they call back, like, oh, well, you know, maybe that buyer didn't like that property. I mean, yeah, you can.
Yeah, not tons of buyers.
Yeah, you have a lot of buyers.
It's all about putting the opportunity out to you.
And if you don't have a buyer, we can find a buyer, right? We can market it.
Back to, you gotta understand, like, so there's investors that will buy, so we'll buy a property that's at the right price.
Yeah.
Right? So you gotta look at it from that point of view. It's also is like the marketing, and if it's the right price that the buyer wants and the seller, you can make the deal happen.
So Luis's question was, if I don't have a buyer, can I go just start dropping these flyers? Yes, you can, right? And the whole point is get someone to raise their hand. But it's more effective if you actually have a buyer, because then you can bring that buyer to the property, they can see it, and then that gets your foot in the door. I do know of people who do this and have been successful, and they'll call like one of their friends as the buyer, and they'll bring the buyer to go see the property. But they're doing this on like $5 million properties, $10 million properties, and they're getting listings that way, right? I could talk to you about that later, right? On a side little training. If you guys want to do a side training, I could do that with you. So yes, it's the whole point is get in front of people. That's the whole point, right? Question?
I was right. I have hot inventories waiting for you. I know I don't have anything, but I was leveraging on the team that somebody will get me that property if there is a buyer interested, right?
Yeah.
So we can ethically do that.
Yeah, you can tell them we have access to off-market properties, because we do. Like on MLS, there's a whole members only section that the public can't see. So we have access to all of those. Through EXP, we can get access to upcoming listings as well, right? So yeah, you can definitely leverage, hey, we have access to off markets, properties you won't see on Zillow. If you go talk to someone with this flyer, you can now say, hey, I'm going to broadcast this to my buyers and try to bring a buyer out, right? So yeah, there's definitely ways to do that. You're trying to connect the buyer and the seller. Any other questions, guys, on this part?
I think just letting everyone know that they have access to camera.
Yeah.
Right, and there's different type of marketing that you want to do, whether it's open house flyer, door knocking flyer. Everything is built out in Canva for you. I think maybe just showing that again, Enrique.
Yeah, let's show that real quick, guys. We got like
with the trainings and stuff, but I think we just need to repeat that. That's a great resource, and also we can leverage Tim and James to go ahead and make it for you if you need more help.
Yeah, if you need help editing it, guys, or whatever, just reach out and we can help you. If you know how to go in there and edit it, you can do it yourself. But when you come into Canva, guys, you guys all have access to the team Canva. You go to brand and then you click on brand templates. And then these are all the templates we have. So there's a bunch of templates on here. Oops. You know, I have a buyer, the buyer consultation, the listing presentation, just listed, just sold flyers. So welcome to the team, right? There's all kinds of templates on here that you guys have access to that you can go in there and customize and use, right?
And then if there's something that they want specifically, right, they can upload it to Tim and James and they can create.
Yeah. If you guys want us to create something, you know, specifically for you, just message me and, you know, we'll figure that out for you. But most of the standard flyers that people use, we have them.
Yeah.
Even just sold, guys, like here's an example of a just sold flyer. So remember, you don't have to be the one that sold that property, right? You just have to go out there and promote it, right? So let's say Rob just sold the listing and you got a really good price. And maybe Rob's too busy to go door knock that, right? Because he's out there getting more listings, but you don't have any clients. Go there and door knock the neighborhood where we just sold the listing as a team, right? And now you get the flyer right here, right? You can use this flyer and customize it with your info on it. And now you can go out there and promote a listing that was sold. So remember, it doesn't have to be your listing, right? To promote just sold. Or if you want to put just listed or coming soon, right? You can just easily edit these words right here. But just get creative. How do I get in front of people and start showcasing what we do, right?
Yeah, and I know for sure neighbors are always interested in what the neighbor's home sold for, because that directly impacts the value of their home.
Yep. Yeah, neighbors always, right? Nosy neighbors, that's what we call them, right? Neighbors always want to know what's going on in the neighborhood, right? Who's selling, how much are they selling for, stuff like that. What did it sell for? all that stuff, right? So just go out there, guys, and just connect with people. I'm telling you, these are things where if you want to switch it up, like, hey, you made a bunch of calls already this week, and then, you know, the weather's still nice. You also want to go get out there and spend an hour, you know, each day, or half an hour, or spend that, you know, Friday afternoon, morning, go ahead and do that, right? You guys can do that and start connecting with people. The whole point is you're shooting shots on goal, right? And guys, the other thing too is, like, when we look at our performance standards, right, those numbers we talked about, right? If the goal is 100 calls, maybe you did 75 calls and you knocked on 25 doors. That's still 100, you know, outbound attempts, right? Reach out attempts that you did. Still moving the needle forward, guys, and it'll start stacking up and compounding. Question? Yeah.
Speak when we go out and knock the door. The situations, how that person is talking to us and how do we handle it?
Yeah, for sure. Send me a Slack message. I have a video. I've done a video training on this before. I have it somewhere on our YouTube channel. I could send it to you, where I go into detail of the script and how to do it. I think we even did a role play where we had someone like door knocking and we recorded it. So yeah, definitely. But while I'm on that, right, I'll send you the video. But the whole key thing when you're out there door knocking is just be yourself, guys. Right? Just be honest. Hey, this is why I'm here. This is what we're doing, right? Hey, just wanted to keep you informed. I think that's like the main thing, right? Like, it doesn't have to be a magic script. It's more be yourself, be a human, compliment people, talk to them. Some people will be receptive. Some people will slam the door in your face. Some people will sit there and talk to you for 20 minutes, right? So it's all part of the territory. Okay, last two things, guys. A couple announcements. So I sent out a reminder that we have our quarterly meeting, which is going to be on the Tuesday, the 30th, right? So that's in 2 weeks from now. So not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday here in the office. Yeah, it'll be here in the office in person, guys. We'll have lunch. It's going to be an extended Tuesday meet. It's a quarterly meeting. So we're going to dive into some goal planning for Q4, stuff like that. We'll probably have a panel, some of our top agents from this past quarter, kind of sharing what they're doing. But please show up, guys, here to the office if you can. Even some of you guys that are further away, if you can make it to the office that day, this is one of the meetings where you definitely should be here in person, because you won't get the most out of it if you're watching on Zoom, because we're going to do some writing, some goal planning and stuff like that. It'll be like a workshop, and it'll be from 11 to 1. So it's a 2-hour meeting, right? So it'll just start 1 hour before our normal Tuesday meeting, and we'll have some lunch in there. And then the other thing is, I did send a calendar invite for that, guys. So if a lot of you guys got the calendar invite, just please respond yes if you're going to make it, so we can have enough food. And then we have our family photo event, guys. If you guys weren't here last year, this is something we do every year. It's in November. So November the 8th, it's on a Saturday, and it's from like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's 4 hours. We turn this whole place into an event space. We have a photographer set up where people can come in and take their family photos for the holidays, and they get digital prints and stuff like that. I wonder if I have the actual link from last year. I'll find it and send it out, guys. But it's really cool, guys, because your clients, your friends, your family, right? You want to invite all those people, and also bring your own family as well. You can take your pictures, right? But it's really cool because people come in, they're dressed up, we're hanging out, we got music, we got food, people are taking their photos and stuff like that. People are really, really grateful. And it's a way to stay in front of your circle, in front of your network before the holiday season. So definitely, I highly, highly recommend you participate in that, guys. And it'll help grow your business and get your name out there. Any questions? I think that's all I got today, guys. Right, 102. Let's go. All right, guys, let's clap it up. Thank you.